Hey guys, this is part 1 of What If Deku was the Ghost Spider, or basically his quirk in this one would be basically every Spider-Man's powers is his quirk. Now, he will eventually get the spirit of vengeance. We're going to start the story now. Midoriya everything's up and normal up into canon. It's just the doctor says he can still be a late bloomer. He wouldn't get his powers up until the fight of the sludge villain. Now with the fight at the sludge villain, I would say that when he was suffocating Midoriya basically died. Somewhat, he's like about to die, and he would make a deal, basically not the devil, basically like what Johnny Blaze did to get his powers. Since Midoriya doesn't have anything, like the spirit would make a deal with him to save his life, since his quirk has activated. Midoriya would decide to say, but he would make a thing is, what the heck are you doing? He would still want to be a hero, he said, so he will, if not, sure, he would not kill heroes. Inside of the sludge villain, Midoriya would seem like he died, up until where his skin starts to basically dissolve. Basically, this is basically his costume, but this is what he looks like. Just normal Ghost Rider right now, since this quirk has it activated. So basically, the normal Ghost Rider. Give me just a second. Sorry. He would just look like Johnny Blaze. He would just look like Johnny. You know, Johnny. The Ghost Rider. Now, he would have the abilities of the Spirit of Vengeance. He will be able to basically torch your soul and kill you. He will also be able to use the flames. Basically, I would say magical flames from hell. He would be able to he would have weapons he can use, like, I would say, because he can basically modify anything he rides into a spirit, basically like a vehicle. He can also do it to weapons. Now, Midoriya would start to basically heat up. He would start to scream and burn. And the sludge villain would feel the flames coming out off of Midoriya. Midoriya would be like, it burns! Ah! His skin would start peeling off, and the flames, he would start to turn into basically the Ghost Rider. Now, let's say that his skull, he looks normal. Now, this is going to be what his hero costume looks like when he turns into the Ghost Rider. Now, during this time, Midoriya would, turn into the Ghost Rider. Basically, somewhat, he would kill he wouldn't mean to. It would be basically the Spirit of Vengeance controlling him. He would basically burn the sludge villain's soul. So basically, the sludge villain will die. Now, All Might would basically come out and be like, no need to fear, because I am here. Because, he's seen basically a walking flame of skeleton. And Midoriya would face him and be like, you. Basically pointing his finger towards him. Because, basically Midoriya's I would say, your soul does not need cleanse. No, I would say that, because it's not really confirmed since he lost his body. So I would say that it wouldn't kill the sludge villain. Even though the Spirit of Vengeance was trying to kill him, I would say he would just be basically goo. He would be able to regenerate. He's basically slime for the rest of his life. Basically, Midoriya torched him. All Might would be going after him, because Midoriya would basically, because, like, it's not confirmed if he's super speed, but I would say that Midoriya would basically walk away. All Might would go after him, being like, you're not supposed to. Basically, he was going to let it slide, and then Midoriya started walking away, and he would do the slime and try to go after Midoriya. But he wouldn't, find him in time. Midoriya would be going into an alleyway, starting to turn back to normal. And he would start, basically, the steam would start going back to normal. He'd be like, what happened? Did I kill him? And, it's not really confirmed if the Spirit of Vengeance can speak to people, but I would say that the Spirit of Vengeance can. He would talk to Midoriya and be like, we cleansed, we fought vengeance. So Midoriya's basically, we did. Now, I would say that this activated his quirk. So, he started having, like I said, he would have every Spider-Man's abilities. Miles Morales' invisibility. He would have basically poison fangs. From Miguel O'Hara from 2099. He would have organic webbing from 2099. He can also summon stingers. Now, he can basically make it where he can kill someone with the stingers, or just basically make them pass out. Basically, he can do it into a certain amount of dosage of, basically killing him or not. So, Midoriya he would go home and act like nothing happened. He's still thinking it's a dream or something. Now, the Spirit of Vengeance, he just thinks he's talking to himself. Now, the next day, his quirk would activate. Now, in this timeline, his parents have spider quirks. His mother doesn't have a levitation quirk. Midoriya would awaken his quirk, and he would be kind of like what Peter did when he got bit. He was buffer. Now, this one, he would not have web shooters. He would have organic webbing. So, this organic webbing is really powerful. He would have basically every ability that every Spider-Man has. Miles is to turn invisibility, and the taser webs. I believe it's taser organic webbing. Now, Midoriya, since this is technically, he's a vigilante in this one. He would still go to UA, but he's a vigilante. So, I think it was the entrance exam. I'll say, before the entrance exam, Midoriya would be basically vigilanteing. He would put his costume on for, Spider-Man. Basically, he's the Spider-Man in this one, but he also has the Spirit of Vengeance. So, he would have to, he would basically go and be a vigilante. I would say that he would fight, villains. Now, he would run into the League of Villains, like, Dobby, he's not in the league yet. He would fight Dobby, and he would, web shoot, basically doing Spider-Man crap. He would fight Dobby, and Dobby's like, oh, wow, sup, kid, you really want to go? Now, Dobby would try to burn Midoriya alive, and, Midoriya would I would say that his mask would start to flame up. Basically, he thinks that the blue flames is merging with his normal flames. Now, Midoriya's flames, he can turn it up to the blue flames. The power, how powerful he can get. So he would start to turn into the Ghost Rider. the Ghost Spider, basically. He would start to lose control. Now, I would say that in this one, Dobby is currently... This is like after he went missing. Now, let's say Dobby had a motorcycle. You know what I'm saying. I'm sorry, guys. I know how you say it. I just can't say it. Basically, like, you have a problem saying something like, motorcycle. That Midoriya would take it and turn it into the Ghost Rider motorcycle. Now, Midoriya, let's say instead of a motorcycle, let's say it's like a buggy, motorcycle. Now, he would also get the chains and a shotgun. Basically, whatever weapon he touches, he can turn it into a Spirit of Vengeance weapon. Basically, kind of like what Johnny Blaze did in the movie, the live action one. So, like, when he touched the gun, he could basically make it transform. Midoriya would turn into, like I said, the Ghost Spider. He would have the abilities of Spider-Man too. He would use his webbing and basically fight him. And he would be like, your soul needs to be cleansed. And I would say that he's about to kill Dobby when Midoriya is starting to struggle. He's like, I don't want to kill them. He's basically fighting himself. He's like holding his hands back. He had like the chains, what he did, like what normal Ghost Rider has. And he would free Dobby, fighting the Spirit of Vengeance, being like, I don't want to kill him. He would eventually understand. No, he did make a deal. He's only going to kill bad villains. He's not killing people like Bakugo, because Bakugo could be like a Spirit of Vengeance, because Midoriya would have the Spirit of Vengeance would want to try to kill Bakugo for bullying him. Bakugo's not being a true hero. But Midoriya has made the deal with basically the Spirit of Vengeance himself. Let's say Hell. He made the deal with Hell, and he made a deal. He's only going to hurt villains, not people that are just cruel. Midoriya would try to go after him again. He would be fighting, and his face would start turning back to normal. His skull would turn off. The flames would turn off, then turn back on, and he would go after Dobby. He can't find him, and he's like, he would see, basically, a robber would be basically pointing a gun hostage at a family, basically kind of like Batman. Wife and a husband and his child's back. He was trying to kill him and mug him. Midoriya would come and basically web him. Now, this web is organic, so it's stronger. It's basically enhanced. He would basically push him in the corner, and basically the family, he would tell him that, go, your souls are pure. He would kill the robber, putting his soul to cleanse with the Spirit of Vengeance. Now, he can turn any weapon, like even a horse can become a Spirit of Vengeance, like basically a riding tool. And, let's say in this timeline, he has, never mind. Let's just say Midoriya is somewhat of a little smarter. He's like, his mother bought him a motorcycle to work on. Midoriya would basically be a vigilante. He would actually encounter Hawks. Now, since he ain't a villain, the Spirit of Vengeance wouldn't turn him into the Ghost Spider, I would say. Midoriya would be like, sorry, Hawks, because, like, basically he would get autographs, but he would also encounter heroes trying to arrest him because he's a vigilante. He doesn't have a license. he would encounter hawks, and he would basically whip him. So basically, whip his wings. No, I'll say face. He would get away and he would be like, "Sorry, hawks." No, he would be basically Peter's row. He would be the neighborhood Spider-Man, the vigilante of crime, and it was basically they would think they're two separate heroes. The Spirit of the Ghost Rider, they would call him, and Spider-Man. Now we would go to the entrance exam. Now Midoriya would basically have his different costume. I would say he wouldn't really have a costume. He basically like the entrance exam. Oh, now I would say his costume's like normal Spider-Man costume. Now his hero costume would be something like this. Wait a minute. That's not what I meant. Sorry, guys. Give me just a minute. Green Spider-Man. I would give it something like that. Oh God. I would say that this is his hero costume, the big time suit. Now, I would say that he's also more intelligent. Like, let's say his father in this timeline's somewhat rich. So his father would give him somewhat, since this is his hero costume, he would also have the Iron Spider suit. Now, this is his hero costume. Now, somewhat, because, like, basically anyone can have a Spider-Man costume if they have the quirk of that. So, like, it doesn't really make sense. Now, his suit would be this way, so it's different from his Vigilante suit. This would be his suit that has rich father. Basically, they're broken up in this timeline. Midoriya's mother and father's separated, but basically she don't have to pay the bills or do anything. He would provide for her, and she would provide for Midoriya. Now, he would still love his son and do stuff for him, so he would show his father the hero costume and a upgrade. So let's say the Iron Spider suit. Sorry, guys. Now, he would have this as, a booster, I would say. Let's say... let's say it's this, okay? It's like this. Yeah, this one. He still has the point, basically the octopus things, like this. The little, right here. There we go. Midoriya would have that as a secret costume, since, I would say that his father would get him two versions, since Midoriya would tell him about a secret about him being a vigilante. There would be two versions. That version for Spider-Man, and the other version for, I would say for his hero name would still be Deku. Now, his spider suit is basically a different version of the Iron Spider, but it's green, like, the big time suit of his vigilante suit. So, they would do the entrance exam. Midoriya would have the strength of a spider with the Ghost Rider abilities. I would say he could still use them without turning into the Ghost Rider. He could basically have the flames from hell. They would do the entrance exam. Midoriya wouldn't really shudder, like, talk, like mutter. He would be quiet. Now, they know that, Spider-Man's a thing in this. He's a vigilante, though. They know. And Midoriya, they would go. Now, Midoriya doesn't have he has organic webbing. He has stingers, basically powers of every Spider-Man, I would say, in this one. He can turn invisible. He has really enhanced, senses. His spider sense is really overpowered. Now, he doesn't have the cosmic spider's powers, like that. He doesn't have that. That's the only Spider-Man thing that he does not have. The cosmic powers of the cosmic spider. They would do the entrance exam. Midori would go in, and they would wait a minute, sorry guys. They would be separated. Midoriya would get ready. Now, he wouldn't trip, but I would say he would still see Uraraka. They would get ready to go into the fight the robots. He would fight the one-pointers. He would basically helping others with his spider powers. Now, the stingers, basically his teeth is like Miguel O'Hara's 2099 Spider-Man. His teeth has venom, not to kill people, but to basically incapacitate them. Now, the stinger is to do the same thing. Say if he to keep his mask on from biting people, basically. Oh, it's a vampire. So, Midoriya would basically be fighting the robots. Now, he would be using some of his flames from his... I would say he would use his flames, but he would use the strength of the Spirit of Vengeance with his spider strength. Midoriya would help people with his organic webbing. He would basically help, let's say, I know the only two main people that were in the anime that was in the test was Ida and Uraraka. So let's say that what's his name? Mineta was in it too. Mineta was about to basically get stopped. Midoriya would help basically whip him out of the way and help him assist him with the... Stop it! That was my cat, sorry. He would help Mineta fight the robots. Now, should I add Spider-Man villains? Now, I ain't gonna do... I may not do Venom. But should we have, like, Dr. Octopus, the Green Goblin, other stuff like that. Midoriya would help. Basically, Uraraka would scream for help, and he would come and help. Now, I wonder, is there any Spider-Man powers that can heal people? Give me just a minute, sorry. A Spider-Man that can heal people. Sorry, guys. Cosmic Spider does not have immunity to illness like Wolverine or other characters with healing factor as their power. Spider-Man does not have a healing factor, just as ocular hearing. Now, in this one, he does have a healing factor. His healing factor's not as powerful as Wolverine or Deadpool, but it's really strong. Let's say, I don't know really if Spider-Man can I'm not a comic book person, like, there's not a comic book store around me. So, like, I know about some from, like, Comic Storium and that. I don't really know if there's a Spider-Man that has the ability to heal others, but he does have a healing factor. Midoriya would help. He would basically grab his hands, because how strong is Spider-Man? Like, I'm sorry that I'm going back and forth, guys. Is Spider-Man. A spider can lift 170 times their weight, and if Peter has inherited his spider's powers, he can lift about 25,000 pounds, roughly translating to 12.5 tons. But in the comics, it has been proven that he can lift up to 300 tons if under extreme conditions. Spider-Man is strong as the Hulk. When it comes to super strength, Spider-Man often ranks fairly low. You have powerhouses like Thor and Hulk. During these times, Spider-Man can boost Spider-Man's strength. Desperation and adrenaline can boost Spider-Man's strength to unheard of lovers, temporarily making him rival Hulk or even Thor in the strength department. How strong is Ghost? ghost spider. Oh my god. Spider-Man.